Okay, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about one simple mental tool that will immediately, and I mean like the very next time you use an AI, make your results so much better. It's called the no question rule. And trust me, it's a total game changer.
So, does this ever happen to you? You've got a specific task you need done. You go to your AI for help, and what you get back is, well, it's a conversation. It's super friendly, sure, it's polite, but it's not the direct computational results you were actually looking for. And yeah, it can be incredibly frustrating. And this right here is a perfect example of what I call the yes/no trap. See, when you asked a question like, can you write a blog post? You're not really asking for the blog post itself. You're asking about the AI's ability to do it. And that question triggers all its conversational training, so you end up with all this fluff instead of the actual function you wanted. But this also shows us the solution, right? We just need to switch modes. We need to stop asking questions, what we call interrogative mode, which just invites a chat, and start giving commands in imperative mode, which directly requests a computation. You're not talking to the AI, you're directing it. So the key here is to use what we call a statement of intent. Just think of this as the steering wheel for your AI. Instead of being a passenger stuck in a conversation you didn't ask for, you become the driver. You give explicit instructions on the command, the target, and the context. You are in complete control. So how do we build one of these powerful statements of intent every single time? Well, it's actually really simple. We just need to follow a quick 4-step protocol. Let's walk through it together. Here we go. First up is the catch. Just before you hit enter, look for a question word at the start, like can, could, or would. Second, the swap. Get rid of that word and replace it with a strong command verb. Third, the map. This is where you give your command clear coordinates. And finally, the lock. If you need a specific kind of output, like a table or a list, you demand it. Now, the most important part of that whole protocol is step 3, the map. And at its heart is this incredibly simple formula with just 3 parts: verb, object, and context. You're telling the AI exactly what to do it to, and why or how to do it. Let's see how this works. Instead of asking, hey, do you think this email sounds kind of passive-aggressive? You command it. The verb is analyze. The object is this email. And the context? For passive-aggressive tone. See how clear that is? There is zero room for the AI to get confused or start a conversation. Okay, let's look at a really practical example and see just how dramatic the difference is. We're going to go from a weak, fuzzy signal to a strong, crystal clear one. All right, here's a typical weak signal. It's just full of uncertainty, right? You've got maybe, you've got look weird. This kind of prompt is basically an open invitation for the AI to give you a vague opinion, probably padded with a lot of filler text, because you haven't given it a real job to do. Now, look at this. The strong signal, we've completely transformed it into a statement of intent. The command is to audit the data. We tell it what the input is. The target is super specific. Identify statistical outliers, anything greater than 2 standard deviations. And the output format is locked. I want a list of anomalies only. This isn't a conversation. It's a straight-up calculation. And what's the result? You get exactly what you asked for. A clean, calculated list. No opinions, no, sure, I can help with that, just the data. This is how you force a high-consistency, low-variance output from the machine every single time. Okay, I know what some of you are probably thinking. It feels a little blunt, doesn't it? Maybe even kind of rude to be so direct and commanding. I get it. We're all so used to being polite when we communicate. But here's the thing you have to remember. You're not talking to a human. The AI doesn't have feelings that can be hurt. For a machine, clarity is kindness. Giving it a direct command is way more efficient because it reduces the guesswork. You're actually helping it do its job better and faster. This is another great question that always comes up. It's one thing to say, use a strong verb, but what if you're just stuck and you can't think of the perfect word? Don't worry. You don't need a massive vocabulary to get started with this. Honestly, you can handle almost anything you need with just these big 3 starter verbs. Are you trying to create something brand new? Use generate. Trying to examine something that already exists? Use analyze. Or if you're just trying to change something from one format to another, use transform. It's a fantastic, simple starting point. So let's boil all of this down to the single most important takeaway.
This is the one rule that you need to remember that will totally change your AI results from now on.
So let's do a super quick recap. First, ditch the questions when you need a task done. Remember, questions invite conversation and fuzzy results, while commands demand precision. And always, always structure your commands using that simple formula.
This is it. This is the key to everything. Just burn this formula into your brain. Verb, the object, for context. This simple little structure is your steering wheel. It's how you stop being a passenger and start being the driver of your AI.
So I'll just leave you with this thought. Now that you have the key, the only question left is an empowering one. Forget about asking what the AI can do for you. The real question is, what are you going to command it to do first?